Okay, so I think
there's this Godfred Muda. He has been raising his hand. Godfred.
Godfred?
Yes.
I can't see Godfred, but Godfred, if you can hear me, kindly take the floor. All right.
So, yes. You can see him, Kwesi.
No, I can't see Godfred.
I don't know if the screen, the number 3 from me.
That is Fidelis.
No. We have a Chris Tobe, and then we have
Chris just spoke.
Godfred.
Okay, I don't see Godfred, but Godfred, if you are there, kindly please unmute your microphone and then have the floor. Davis.
Hello.
Okay, let's give the chance to Davis. Maybe Godfred is just getting ready.
Is Davis from another country? Balance gender, Kwesi, and also geographical location, Kwesi.
Yes. So I'm looking at those whose hands are raised, and I think I see Davis and then Fidelis. Fidelis. These are the two hands raised now. Unless, of course, we want to pick people randomly from the participant to make a presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kwesi. Godfred, can you type?
All right, let me pick Fidelis. Fidelis, you can take the floor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm also from Nigeria. I want to say specifically that the problem is not with the NUC. The problem is with us, the staff of the university. The internal accreditation is usually done internally when the Vice Chancellor will set up a team of experienced people to go around the departments and units and accredit the program. That is done before the NUC will come in. But the fact is that more often than not, like the previous speaker said, we are not sincere to ourselves. We borrow instruments here and there, borrow facilities, borrow even human beings to stand in so that we can have high scores. I've been decrying this, I've been speaking against this many times. But that is what has been happening. And immediately after the accreditation, we are given full, and yet back to zero. And also, number two, what I like to say is that NUC per se, NUC as a unit, as an organization, will select some professors, make some chairmen of panels, and I tell you very sincerely, some of those panels also do compromise. They do compromise. We need to look at these things. We must tell ourselves the truth. There is need for some drastic changes.
Yes, thank you very much. Kwesi, can we have people from other countries, please?
Yes, so I think Dr. Rispa, if you can hear me, kindly have the floor.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, thank you.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear
Dr.
you,
Rispa,
Dr.
please go ahead.
Yes, I'm here. I'm Dr. Rispo Puhulu.
Yes.
From Kibabi University, Kenya. Currently, I serve as the Dean Faculty of Education and Social Sciences. And also a senior lecturer in curriculum, instruction, and technology. Now, for our case in Kibabi, is a young upcoming.
Hello, Dr. Rispa.
Director for Quality Assurance.
May you repeat? I think we lost you brief.
Am I clear now?
Because the online, we are time constraints. So may you repeat just the content where you are now starting to explain what you do in your institution?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Makuku.
Thank you.
We have, first of all, we have a directorate for quality assurance. We're headed by a professor. He works under the supervision of the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academics and Students Affairs. So what happens for us for internal quality? We have tasked the chair of departments in every division to be the supervisors and to be in charge of the quality assurance. And anything that we do must start from the departments or the divisions,
yes,
which go through the departmental boards, to faculty and school boards, to deans, a dean's committee, senate. Then they are normally approved by the council. Now, when it comes to programs, they do start from the needs analysis. We are from the stakeholders meetings. Now they are discussed at the departments through the same process, through Senate, then to the Commission of Universities Education, which actually accredits our programs. So for us at this particular institution, we normally have what we call the internal audits, which are done quarterly, just to check on the status of affairs in the university. And where non-conformities are identified, we now sit down as a faculty, we discuss on how to address those non-conformities. In most cases, most of our programs and our activities are actually under quality assurance checks, so that we have to ensure that everything is running as expected, so that we avoid the major non-conformities, because at the end of it all, we are ISO 9001, 2015 certified. We have a certificate to that effect. So for us to retain it, we must work on quality, and quality for us is for everyone. Thank you, Dr. Makuku, for the time given.
Thank you. Can you also put your email address there? Because I would want to further communicate with you regarding the ISO aspect. Because earlier when I started, I was looking for someone whose institution has undergone the ISO certification. So thank you very much.
All right, so can we pick Dr. Kiriu now?
Is he from another country, Kwesi?
Yes, I should think so.
Thank you.
But he's even gone off.
He's gone off now.
Yeah.
Maybe it is the internet. So I think what I'm getting from the panel, it's saying that there are a lot of even staff that call themselves men of God and are so religious, they connive and secure full accreditation of institutions through deception. When I, as a staff, complain, I'm seen as a black sheep in the department. This is so true, but do you know why sometimes I then say NUC comes back for those people? And I know to Zambia and a few other countries, you see like 80 universities, 60 universities being listed publicly to say NUC has closed these universities. So let's look at it. Why? I think it's mainly because of some of these things that they go and pick pieces of equipment from somewhere, go and put them there. And then now when they are done, they say, yeah, we now have accreditation. And then, but sooner or later, it will catch up with them, because how come NUC would then establish 60? Do you know 60? Do you know 80 universities that will be closed? So would you want to do that as an institution? And I think the disrepute itself and the losses of the false start, remember that other chart which I gave you when we were doing our earlier quality assurance. These are the things, ladies and gentlemen, you see that self-deception is quite painful. So we need to avoid. But what I want to stress also is that, remember, I talked about succession. In the departments and in the faculties and Senate, we have certain people who, because they've stayed long in these institutions, they are professors and doctors. They are not grooming the young people who are joining the departments, and they are excluding them to be part and parcel of this exercise. And they put these things in their pockets. Sometimes when I do institutional evaluations, it's said that it's seen as a problem to have the age divide in the universities and institutions. For me, I would take it as a strength that the elderly will mentor and groom, induct the young lecturers. The young lecturers are coming in with ICTs, new content, and new trends in the areas that they've been studying. And so we need to come on board, come together, close the gaps, and work together. But is that happening? Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to tell you that the issue of succession is very pertinent and important. And when you check, we have our Agenda 2063, the Africa we want, because historically, many have been on it. Now there's an aspiration which says the Africa that will be led by its youth and women. It's not excluding men, because men have already been there. They are already positioned, but they are being encouraged now to take on board the youth and the women, so that together we complement each other to now get on the processes and get going. Now, the other issue which I want to talk about then is regarding leadership. If the VC is male, the DVC can be female. I saw it in Redeemers University. I saw it in Mozambique, Eduardo Mondlane. Now here in Ghana, the Kwame Nkrumah University, they now have a female vice chancellor, but definitely the provost would be male. They balance each other. And I know again in Kenya, there's a university where the DVC is a woman, the VC is male, and it balances issues. It's not actually something which should not look down upon, because even the SDGs are also saying the same. Now, let's move on to another aspect. There's an aspect of Bloom's taxonomy. I wanted to handle it on its own, but I think we can still even accommodate it here. But unfortunately, I don't know how quickly I can get to the diagram of the Bloom's taxonomy, but let me try. But while I'm trying to look at it, the important thing now is when you are looking at the way we are operating with our accreditation bodies, let me quickly. Yeah, I got it. This one, I need to use it. Right, allow me to share in order to fully explain. Right, so I'm here and I just want to quickly move on to the Bloom's taxonomy. I will first give this one, which is the general one. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if we have any people from any country who are representing the accreditation bodies. You can even type privately to me if you don't want anybody else to know you are taking part, or if you don't mind, you can even type on the panel. So for the accreditation bodies, you know what they give us is what we use. But I've noted a huge challenge, and I don't think this is the first time I'm going to address this issue. I will come again with 1 or 2 more sessions on the Bloom's taxonomy when we do teaching and learning. Now, it's unfortunate that people talk about the Bloom's taxonomy, but they don't know where it is coming from. Now, in the background to education, we have what we call the foundations. And in the foundations, we have the psychology of education, philosophy of education, sociology of education. Now with the coming in of the coronavirus pandemic, it's serious because earlier, some lecturers would not have the teaching qualification, but now people don't have the teaching qualification and the education background, and they also struggle with the skills to teach online, and it becomes a double blow. But let me quickly address the issue which I want to talk about. So when we look at the psychology of education, it tells us that people develop and grow in stages. At some stages, they are not able to do certain things. And I go back to say, like from birth to 3 years, from 4 years to 8 years, from 10 years to 15 years, from 18 years going. From that time, we check also that they are in the home, they go to kindergarten. From kindergarten, they go to the primary school level, they go to the secondary school level, they go for senior high school or A levels, and then they go to university, or they go to the tertiary education, which is in other countries is the agricultural college, the nursing college, the teachers college. But ladies and gentlemen, just to check where I'm coming from. Now, when I take to you these theories of education, the most important one, I'm going to type it later on in the panel, is that we have what we call Piaget's theory of cognitive development. And I would encourage everyone in the higher and tertiary education to read about Piaget's theory of cognitive development, and to read about Brunner's theory also of cognitive development. And you are going to realize that people misinterpret the Bloom's taxonomy, because the Bloom's taxonomy was created out of this psychology of education theories. So the theory gives age groups, about 4 age groups, from 0 to 4, 4 to about 8 or 9, 9 to teenage, 15 or 18. Why I'm saying 15 to 18 is because some people mature earlier than others, particularly when we look at males and females. It seems at some point females seem to mature earlier than men. So you would find that we give it a scale of age within which they are able to do things. So if I take, for example, addition, multiplication, subtraction, you would agree with me that at primary level, we don't even start with mathematics. We start with playing games with them to strengthen their bodies, what we call the psychomotor domain. And then this one has to do with movement, because even if they are to become engineers, they are to become what have you, this psychomotor domain is important because it involves the coordination of body movement. And then we move on now to the affective domain of feelings, to feel that you are hurt, you have pain, you feeling sorry for someone, being extremely happy that somebody has done something good. And then we move on now to do these other things of the mind, but every other development is guided by the development of the mind, which we call the cognitive development. And so when we have that now, we then have the age groups, which I've repeatedly said 0 to 4, 4 to 9, 9 to 15, up to 18, 18 going onwards. So within that, people are expected to be managing certain things and not others. But when you get to the highest level of cognitive development, people get there, some are a bit slow, some are faster. And I want to stress, some will never get to the highest level of cognitive development, maybe because they've got Down syndrome or they've been involved in a head injury accidents. And so they cannot get there. But we are talking of a person when they've developed through these stages normally. So now, with that background explanation, let's now come to Bloom's taxonomy and what it means to us. So when you look at the earlier version, it has got knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. So what it means is that at lower levels with our children in primary school and KG, we are concentrating on knowledge and comprehension. By the time they leave primary school, even when we go to the later years of primary school, they can even do the application. Because you are telling them initially, let me use just water. Initially, you are telling them that this is water. And you talk of the uses of water. And later on, you are taking them a step further because now you just want them to understand. You are taking them to the water cycle and you are taking them to the states of water. Later on, you take them deeper into these states of water and into the physical aspect of water and the chemical composition of water. What have you to say H2O? It's at some stage they can't understand it, but at some stage they do. And then we go on to application, where you can say, if I've told you about this state of water, so if you want to make tea, so you can tailor make any knowledge at any level to all these things of application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. So if you tell them now, you are not telling them directly, but it's an application question. When you ask the child in primary school, if you want to make tea, what do you do with water? They tell you, I need to boil the water to make it hot. It's somewhere, it's an application, and it's no longer more of comprehension. It has gone above that. And then at also secondary level, they can do all these things up to the top level, but the way we do it is slightly different. And it now goes on further to say, when now we are talking, I'm now coming to the real problem with curriculum and the real problem which we have with accreditation bodies. When you now come to higher and tertiary education, all these things apply to a student in year 1, first year, second year, third year, because they could also do all these things when they were doing senior high school, when they were doing junior high school, and even primary level. So, but what is different this time around? You know, in primary level and these other early stages of secondary school, you don't talk of integration in mathematics. It's so abstract and complex. And that's where I take Brunner, who now says, we teach from the simple to the complex, from the concrete to abstract. And also there's a third one, which we talk about in terms of teaching from the known to the unknown. So now, when we present our program, which we have designed to the national accreditation bodies, look at the misunderstanding. And people, I just want you to defend that misunderstanding, because this is leading to why industry is complaining that the graduate whom we are getting is not fit for purpose, has not been well trained. It's coming from this problem which I'm highlighting. We are in quality and quality assurance. So they say now for first year students, only make sure the work you are giving them is on knowledge and comprehension, or on remembering and understanding. When they go to second year, now you can give them some application and analysis tasks. When they go to third year, you now give some synthesis and evaluation tasks. And when they go to fourth year, yes, some evaluation and creation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not correct. It's wrong. And we are wasting a lot of students' time doing things with them that they've already learned in primary school. And when I go to some universities, they are telling me, Doc, the English that the students are speaking and writing, it means there's a gap where even these bodies should come together to make sure they consolidate what is done in primary school, secondary school, and senior high school with what is done in university, to identify the gaps which will compromise their higher and tertiary education. Because now higher and tertiary education is now concentrating even on communication skills, to teach students how to speak proper English, to teach students how to write proper English, so that they can mark. At times, they are no longer even looking at the English, but they are hunting for facts within the broken English that is written by students in a higher and tertiary education. Ladies and gentlemen, say it's true or it's not true. These are the issues which we are grappling with because of the misinterpretation of the Bloom's taxonomy. And when you look at it, a first-year student should be given a question on application, a question on analysis, a question on evaluation and synthesis, and even a question on creation, if it is a practical-oriented subject in the universities to do with technical and vocational education, in polytechnics, in agricultural institutions, in whichever institutions, they should be able to even create, to synthesize, evaluate, and analyze in year one, because their cognitive development level allows them to do that. So we waste a lot of time with the simple task, the what, the how. It's what we are giving to the students, and it's not time for that. It's past time for that. And what I really want to emphasize is, when you give them an analytical question, there is no way they can tackle the analytical question without even starting from its knowledge, comprehension, and application. If you give them a question to examine Piaget's theory of cognitive development, there is no way they can start from examining it before they outline it, explain what it means, and then pick on its individual parts and critique it. So these are the issues, ladies and gentlemen. So I beg to the accreditation and qualifications authorities and departments to say that revisit the entry levels. It's the problem with now entry levels and what should be done, what kind of tasks are given at each entry level. At each entry level in university, they should be given up to the highest level of the Bloom's taxonomy, the tasks, the nature of the tasks. Now, look at this. If I look at this I got it from tips.what.edge. Remember, it's recognizing and recalling facts. Understand is understanding what the facts mean, or comprehension. And then applying, you are taking the facts, the rules, the concepts, the ideas, and now trying to make sense of them and come up with something sensible. And also analysis, you are teasing out and breaking things into components and see how these components can make sense. And that's how we do our research and also improve the existing concepts and theories. And then the judgment, the evaluation, the combining of parts to make a new whole. All this can be applied whether in humanities, in practical oriented subjects, in sciences, and so on. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you this detailed Bloom's taxonomy diagram to see when I do institutional evaluations, I feel so sad and very, very sad to realize that in terms of quality of questions, the quality of content that has been generated, the variety of tasks that are given to higher and tertiary education students, it's pathetic. It's highly pathetic. And that's how we fail to bring them to the standard where they can do the game. But this is not a general statement. There are some institutions who pay attention to this detail. But I've seen some institutions who the questions which are given to first years are the same questions which are given to second years, are the same questions which are given to fourth years and final years. And in terms of quality assurance, I come on to bring the issue of external examination. You see, people are bringing external examination to graduating students. How will it help now you want to do external examination to graduating students after 4 years, after 3 years, when damage has already been done? What will you do with those reports? And when you look backwards to say, if you do external examination with first years, when you are starting a new program, there is room for you now to use all the comments from external people to improve your program and to improve in the other coming years of the students, so that by the time they graduate, you have already done these corrections. But all things being equal, external examination needs to be done in all levels of students until they graduate. But a word of caution too, it's not everything that is brought in by the external examiners which we should take. Sometimes you can tell when it comes back to the department that this person is offside. We will maintain the question as it is, or the course content as it is, because we understand it better. But the problem may also lie in us. If it is an external examiner for a department, let me take a department of education, a department of sociology, a department of agriculture, agronomy. You now take these papers which you are doing on ICT to that person who is not even a specialist of ICT. One external examiner told me that, Doc, when they sent me this and they know I'm an external examiner for their department, but not specially for all the courses offered in the department, I use my friends to look at the ICT components. And then when they bring me the results, I then forward them to that institution. Is that what we want, ladies and gentlemen? Highly problematic. So I think this is what I wanted to share with you. and I hope it is going to help a lot in terms of how we need to really understand issues and not jump the gun. But unfortunately, it's very unfortunate that in most cases, that is what we find. So just a quick one again. We have many issues, but I'm not sure whether we are going to cover all of them. Let's look at the one again, is the working relationship between the national accreditation bodies and the universities. So besides what we have heard also, how free are we to come in the open to tell our accreditation board of the needed improvements, genuine improvements? So what I feel myself is like, hey, but if we tell the accreditation board that they could do this better, next time they won't accredit our new programs. They won't re-accredit our new programs. Do we tell them the truth of the issues that we are concerned about? Let's have quick responses, please. Kwesi, can you assist me? Or we say we will not tell them because next time we are going to be compromised. Do we tell them? Or we are afraid of them?
So I don't see any hand up yet, but Sally's hand has been up throughout your presentation. Let's hope that she has something to your question. Sally, if you can hear me, kindly unmute yourself and then make your submission.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Mariam Sali, Director of Accreditation, National Universities Commission, Abuja, Nigeria. I have listened to the comments of the various participants. However, there are certain impressions that I want to clear as regards the issue of the National Universities Commission closing down about 60 universities. That impression is not right. There has never been a time when the National Universities Commission closed down 60 universities. I think the information gotten here is that is maybe from our Monday bulletin. On the Monday bulletin, you will see a list of illegal degree mills. Right now, as I'm speaking, we have 58 of them that are closed down. These ones, they are not already existing universities. They are not approved. So NUC in its quality assurance activities are scouting out for all these illegal degree mills and closing them down, but there have never been universities in Nigeria. That is one.
Thank you, Madam. Yes, so your participation has helped us because we have cleared. Actually, then it tells us we are also doing a great job because they could continue to operate and compromise quality. Yes.
Yes, as it is now, we have closed down 58 and about 8 of them are in court. With the NUC is trying to recover the monies that they collected from individuals.
Yes.
That is on the one side. Then the other intervention that I want to make is regarding the issue of saying the professors that go for accreditation are compromised. Yes, I am not denying that fact, but what I'm looking at is that these people are being compromised by the universities. My question is, if the universities do not give them something, would they force the university to give them? They wouldn't. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so my question is, it is the fault of the universities because they are the ones that give the universities a kind of bribe or whatever that they take. Yes. Because if they don't give them, they cannot force them to take. Yes. And that will even allow them to do a thorough job.
Yes. Thank you, Madam. Next time, please write to other countries and encourage. I don't know how many, but I think last time we had Kenya, now we have you. And I hope next week, Tuesday, we are going to have more accreditation bodies. You know, if we now have the institutions and the accreditation bodies taking advantage of these online opportunities, don't you think we can do a lot to improve our operations? It
Yes,
could
we
help
can do.
a lot.
We can do. And to
Yes.
address this issue of internal quality assurance, in 2018, we organized a seminar in the National Universities Commission. We invited the university community. They came in. We have asked them to all go and try to establish quality assurance, either unit or directorate or whatever in their universities, and many of them have complied. Right now, we have many quality assurance directorates or units in the universities, and they are trying their best anyway, but we are yet to go and inspect that. We are planning for that, but you know, this year we have this coronavirus pandemic that has stopped us from actually going to see things in the universities. Thank you.
Thank you, Kwesi.
All right.
You can
So,
somebody
Mark,
else.
Mark Valentine Akin's hand is up. Mark, you can please take the floor. Thank you.
And
Thank you,
continue to look for Godfrey, Kwesi.
All right, no
All right.
problem.
Thank you. This is Mark Valentine Akins, Ghana, the Alumni College of Education. Yes, I want to be clear on, Doctor, your last statement. Were you asking that should the accreditation board inform the universities when they are visiting or not? I wanted to be clear on that, so I wanted to, so that I can respond.
No, why do you need to be informed? Next week, we are going to cover the African quality rating mechanism. And that one will tell you that it helps you to develop the quality culture. So when you are used to using it, you are going to realize that whether they tell you that they are coming or not, you don't even care. It's the same because you are always prepared. Those who want to be told, it's so that now they can run around and do things. But for those who have the quality culture, they don't care whether they are told or not, they are always prepared. That's what I can say to you.
Sure, I agree, but the issue is this, it's a partnership. And so, the university itself has a program that it is running. And so there's an academic calendar. And so in any case, if there's a visit, I think when they are informed, it's good so that it doesn't distract the academic calendar and other issues or activity that is ongoing. So it's a partnership. It's not like a witch hunting that the accreditation board is going to witch hunt the universities. It's just to make sure that they are doing the best practices as is supposed to be. And so for me, from where I'm coming from, I think that when they are being informed, it's in the order so that we are all on the same side.
Yes,
and we all share common practices. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes, officially, of course, officially it's in order to just tell people that we are coming. But do you know there's a difference between accreditation, the accreditation process and audits? Because audits, you are just getting to an institution and to check what is not right and the gaps and how to close them. And for me, if it is maybe accreditation, of course, even the audits, of course. But for me, I wouldn't mind them coming anytime with an audit because they just want, and it would help to weed out those ones who go and borrow pieces of equipment and borrow human beings in order to put a picture of what is not. So sometimes also they should have those random ones. And people always are on the know that they are the random ones. And then there are some which you are told. But you always fear when you know your things are not in order. Please, I think there are Kenya, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Kwesi, try and pick people from other countries if you can get them.
Yeah, I'm trying, but their hands are not up, so it's difficult to know who wants to speak. But Gabriel Obinyan, I've been able to locate him. His hand is not up, but Gabriel, it appears Dr. Makoko wants you to speak. So I'm giving you the platform. If you have anything to share, please go ahead. If not,
Godfred.
Godfred.
Yes, He's nodding his head. I don't know why you can't see him.
Is it Godfred Mudahirawa?
Yes, yes, yes. Now you have
Yes.
picked him.
Yeah, so
Let him.
Godfred, please, you have the floor.
Thank you very much for sharing this opportunity. I'm Godfred Mudahirawa. I'm in Tanzania, in the Open
Good.
University of Tanzania.
Yes.
And I'm doing a PhD on quality assurance and quality culture. And this is a very good opportunity for me to now hear people speaking about these issues live. What I wanted to mention about what is happening in Tanzania is that institutions are normally monitored by the national board. And at the same time, we have a regional board called the IUCEA, Quality Assurance. And then we have in the institutions, the quality assurance units with members also from different departments who try to put together different processes like program preparations, also through the Senate and other boards of the institutions. They are normally accredited by the Tanzania Commission for Universities. But the issue of improving things, most time you see that there are a lot of improvement when accreditation is about to take place, but the continuous quality improvement is still, I think, one of the challenges to build a quality culture. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, we got another country now. Yes. In January, around the 20 January or thereabouts, I was in Tanzania, Dodoma University. Before I left, a list of some universities also came out, or whether it's the degree mills of what, but they also do it to publicize institutions which are not properly registered or what have you. Now, I don't know what to call it, but I've also seen that. Kwesi, there's a Dr. Nyangara from Kenya. He says his hand is up. But I want to read also from Dr. Mnikwa. He's saying that sometimes there are people who are sent who are not grounded in the subject discipline. And so they actually bring confusion. And these are the issues we need to raise with the accreditation board. I'm very much happy about today's session because some of these things I'm seeing them for the first time. But at continental level, those are the issues we should also try and say when we go down to the nations and to the institutions, we also talk about them.
All right, Dr. Makuku, so I think if he's available, he can make his submission.
Dr. Nyangara,
yes.
Kenya. Yes, thank you, Kwesi. Right, while we are looking for him, I just want to say many people, there's this, do we stop all university activities when they come? No, isn't they pass through different offices and they sample out what they want to see and where they want to go. Actually, when I do the AQRM institutional evaluations, people tell me I'm thorough, we are thorough as AAU because we stay in your university for 3 days. So they were saying when the accreditation bodies come, some don't even spend a whole day in the institution. So they will not know anything about the whole institution. This gives room for people now to do all these other things. People are also asking about the slides. Yesterday's event was a free event, and I can share the slides and the link for free. But the Tuesdays are real workshops, and you are free to attend. But if you want the recorded link, you pay $50 US dollars through our account or through online payment. So you can write to me, and there are people who are raising issues here. Can you put your WhatsApp number as well as your email address? Because I don't have time to respond to everything on this platform. So I would need now to go back to the messages and check who said what and respond, and also use these for the upcoming sessions. Then it becomes productive and everybody else gets the satisfaction that whatever they were contributing, whatever they were asking, at least they got responses. Go on, Kwesi.
All right, thank you very much. I'm still looking through to find out if there are people. Currently, we don't have any hands up, but
Let me go to the next one, Kwesi.
yes, we have 10 minutes left, so.
Depending on how this one comes, we may request you to extend briefly. So this one, it's common in all countries. We have private and public universities. Whether it's a private or a public university.
Dr. Makuku, Nana Efia Opoku has the hand up. I don't know if I can give a yes.
Okay, yes, I can see that too.
Nana Efia Opoku, please go ahead.
Hello, Dr. Makuku.
Hello, hello,
everyone. It's been a very wonderful afternoon of the sessions we have had. This is the one I have enjoyed the most. And I want to thank you very much.
Yeah,
not that I'm saying good, but this is particular point for me. The gentleman who talked about from
your network.
One of the Ghana universities, define them. My network is not good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I am saying that I like the answer you gave for the institution. I believe they do. I'm in Ghana, I'm in KNUST, I'm in art education, and I have been involved in accreditation processes. And I know that you have to provide your documents on the particular program or programs before accreditation organizes itself, gets the people who would be able to do that work, notify them, get their response before they visit the university or the institution to see what they have and to make recommendations. For the sessions I have participated in as a professor of education, I have seen that the quality culture has not been established. And therefore, there is always some kind of panic, before accreditation arrives. That should not be the case. And so I am saying that we need to be very particular about internal quality assurance on all fronts, not just the programs, not just the teaching, but both administration and organization as well. So I think AAU, you've done very well. COVID has brought opportunity for AAU to get face-to-face with us this way, every Tuesday. It's exciting to be part of the webinar. So please, Dr. Makuku and your team, continue. And please also, I recommend that you get other people in quality assurance to help with the presentations. Thank you very much. That is my submission from KNUST Ghana.
Thank you very much. I know KNUST, I've done 2 or 3 workshops, institutional and international, in 2017 and in 2018 on quality assurance in research and quality assurance in higher education teaching skills. That's very important can I take this one? The time taken to approve programs by the national accreditation bodies. What are your comments about it? Some can write in the panel box, chat box. Some can raise their hands. Because I don't know whether it's because whenever I go in any country, that's what I meet. Institutions complain that some of the programs, they can take even 3 years to be approved and to be accredited. So if you look at a program in ICT, definitely it will be obsolete. And if even it is not a program in ICT, sometimes look at private universities. As much as they are providing a service, they are also in business. And now it's even applying to state universities because government grants are being reduced. So what are your experiences quickly in the panel? And also, Kwesi can pick 2 or 3 people, but from different countries, Kwesi, and they should be very brief.
All right, Dr. Makuku, thank you very much. I'm trying my best possible to make it much more balanced, but
Yes.
it appears we have a lot more people coming from Nigeria. So I don't know if I can
We
pick
are talking about sensitive issues too.
Exactly. So I think Ade to Mrs. hand is up. Maybe let me pick her or him quickly.
Yes.
Then I'm still looking for others to make their submissions. Thank you.
Okay, so what I want to say about picking other people in quality assurance, like she has said, I have my own series of sessions, these ones on Tuesdays. I've just made specifically mine in order to address the key issues which I've seen as problematic and gray areas throughout my life experience and would like to share. But I also have a particular quality assurance webinars which I organized to bring on board other quality assurance personnel. Like now, I'm looking for people in teachers' colleges and people in universities which offer teacher education for my next webinar, which is not on Monday. It may be on a Wednesday or not on a Tuesday, on a Monday or on a Wednesday. So you can also indicate the chat panel or write me vmakuku@aau.org, vmakuku@aau.org. And I also need students to come on board that session because it has to do with the curriculum that is being offered to what we need to move towards. Thank you. Yes, let's hear now. Time taken for programs to be approved. Okay, just tell us, how long have you experienced to have your programs accredited? New programs.
Okay, so I think Sally, please take the floor.
Okay, thank you very much. Here
Very
in
brief, thank
Nigeria, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, here in Nigeria, it takes 2 years for a newly established program to be accredited.
Hey, can't you do something? I know you are a huge country and the demand is high. Okay, if I can, why does it take that long when somebody could say, we wish it could be approved this year and we start next year?
No, what we do is that when universities want to establish a new program, they apply for the approval. They apply for approval to start the program. NUC will go and inspect the facilities, human and material resources, and see if they are in line. It will be approved. Then after the approval, that is ensuring that the human and material resources are adequate for the program to take off. After it takes off, then in 2 years' time, the accreditation directorate will also go for accreditation of that program to see how has it been faring. So that is what happens. To make sure that before they graduate the first set, the program is looked at. Hello?
Yes. Thank you very much. Let me pick that of Dr. Komi Bafana. Dr. Bafana, please, you have the floor.
I hope you are getting me.
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. A brilliant presentation. I would like to give a case study from the University of Lomé, Togo. We've been reviewing the curriculum for the Department of English for 2 years now, and the review has not yet been approved. And this applies to all the faculties and the department of the whole university. And it is a division of the registrar's office that supervises the review of the programs, so that we get new subject, new teaching, and how do you call it? Teaching programs. So, but we've been working on this for 2 years now. We are not yet through it. So this is a case I wanted to submit to the debate going. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Bafana. I think I can pick that of Ivy Rose Matthew.
Pardon?
Yes. No, I'm picking another participant. Thank you, Dr. Bafana, for your submission. We want to pick that of Ivy Rose Matthew. Ivy, are you available?
Good afternoon, and thank you, Dr. Makuku, for that excellent presentation. I am from Botswana. I'm working for a private university in Botswana. Our experience with the Botswana Qualification Authority, who is our regulator, is that program accreditation normally years and years, actually. Okay, so for instance, we have programs that we had submitted 2 to 3 years back, and it is still stuck at the regulator. And especially in the current situation, it is a bit slow. It's very, very slow because of the fact that they are in the process of implementing some new regulation. The country has some new credit and qualification framework in place. And as per that, the qualification need to be registered first. Once the qualification is registered, that's when the institution is allowed to submit the program, and it can be taken for accreditation. So the process is very lengthy, and it's very tedious, actually. However, we do have campuses in other countries, like in Lesotho, Eswatini, and Namibia. So the experience that I share, if I share from Lesotho, I can see that the process is very fast, actually. Normally, we get the accreditation of our programs within 6 months. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dr. Violet Makuku, are you online? Hello, Dr. Makuku. All right. Can you give me a minute? It appears we've lost Dr. Makuku. I'm trying to connect with her quickly.
Okay, thank you, Wesley.
Oh, okay, you are back. Okay.
Yes, so I wanted to follow up with Dr. Bafana to say, why has it taken them 2 years? What's the problem?
Okay. Can I take the floor?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, because it has taken so long because the programs are sent to the division of to one of the divisions of the registrar. So there is a team in charge of reviewing programs in that division. So when they revise, they send it back to the department. And at the departmental level, lecturers had to come, sit down, and review and bring in new input and send it back to the office of the registrar. So we started the program when I was head of the department in 2008. My term of office finished in 2009. And I started as head of department in 2015 and finished in 2008. So we started it in 2017. So it is an ongoing review, and we are a speed in the programming of the activity so that we finish up quickly with the revision. So it has taken too long, and that is why I would like to have your views on how to make it go quickly in the future programs. Thank you, Dr. Mark.
Okay, so from what I pick from you, it often happens, I was still coming to institutions. The issue is now, without a curriculum background or an education background for some departments, it becomes difficult then to understand some of these things that you design it, you take it there, it's returned with comments, you take it there again, it returns. So the problems are on either side, that for the institution, they are not well experienced, and they lack sometimes the knowledge and skills on how to design robust courses and degree programs. And then when it goes to the National Accreditation Board too, they are not picking on all the issues at the same time to say, you need to address this, a whole list, so that once it comes back, all the issues are addressed at once, and it helps the institution now. So that back and forth is one reason also why it takes long. And then, Kwesi, I missed the Sally to say, what was their justification for 2 years? Kwesi, I want to tell you to tell me in summary, because if we give the floor, it may take longer. Just in brief, Kwesi, because I was cut off somehow.
Yes, unfortunately, I may not be able to recollect exactly what she said, but we can ask her to give us a brief in just a minute. Then we can pick Dr. Winnie from Namibia. So if we can just have Dr. Winnie whilst she also gets ready to give us a minute.
Yes, thank you, Kwesi.
Okay. All right, so Dr. Winnie, please, you can, yes.
Hello, Kwesi and Dr. Makuku.
Hi.
Oh, she's the Vice Chancellor, Kwesi.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining.
All right, I wanted to respond to why, in particular, Eswatini takes long for the regulator to accredit programs. What we discovered was that it might be, sometimes it has to do with expertise within the regulator. Do they have the expertise to do the job? If they don't, then there is a bit of wandering around looking for consultants who can actually do it on their behalf. The other thing, it could be resources within the ministry. If the government does not have resources aligned to the agenda of the regulator, then things will slow down. So it has taken us 2 years or more for some programs to be accredited. So it's difficult when the regulator doesn't have the adequate resources to support its agenda.
Yes, thank you, VC. I'm so excited. Please, next Tuesday, may you bring more VCs and the other staff to join us. And I think somebody said it that COVID-19 is not a good thing, but it has got its own good things that it has brought with it. I've been wondering all the time. I do institutional workshops in quality assurance, building the quality culture, higher education, learner-centered teaching skills, and research. But when you get to an institution one by one in different countries, when will you cover the continent? So surely this platform has afforded me and gave me some level of satisfaction in what is happening, and also bringing the key stakeholders together. It just excites me. Thank you very much for believing in us and what we are doing with you.
Okay, thank you very much. I think Professor Winnie has been joining almost all our online events. Let's go ahead and then pick Dr. Miniru, and then from here, Irene Dufie will take over finally. Thank you so much, Dr. Makuku.
Not before I finish with my words, Kwesi. Then she can take over. Let the person coming come in.
Yes, Dr. Miniru, please, you have the floor.
Good afternoon. Can you hear?
Good afternoon, Doc. Yes.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Yes,
Can you?
We can hear you. Yes.
Yeah. It is good to be part of this webinar. You know, I've been part of it right from the beginning. And I've been following. It's a good thing. You see, like in my university, there are steps that we follow in terms of accreditation. And when we are talking of accreditation, you know, I'm from Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
I'm from Lautech. Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Can you hear? Okay.
Yes.
I'm from Nigeria, from Lautech. And the way we are doing our accreditation here, there are steps that we follow. Right from the department, before the accreditation team from NUC come, we have to do our own internal one.
Exactly.
Right from the faculty, the dean of the faculty will come to inspect the department. And there are many things that we do. All our past questions, we have to bring the past question for the past 5 years, and the marking scheme, they will check it. The results, they will check it. Many things, even the students that have graduated, we have to look for some of them. What is the response from their employers? We get all these things, we do it, and they inspect it. Even the department, they will inspect it, the laboratory, the workshop. There are some equipment that we may not have. We can't procure everything. We can't get everything, but we try to present the little one we have. We don't have money to get everything. You know, this is a state university, and the state is trying. And then before the accreditation team from NUC will come, we will have done all that within ourselves. And the dean of the faculty will tell you, you cannot make this accreditation, or you can make it. They inspect the staff, even the students, they will interview them when the NUC team come. They will interview the students privately without any lecturer being there. They will interview the students. Is it true what your lecturer says? Is what they says that they are teaching you, is it true? All this equipment, have you been exposed to it? They will ask them without the knowledge of any lecturer. Even the lecturer, they will ask us, they will come to our offices. I am Dr. Muniru Kilala from LATEC, a senior lecturer for that matter. And they, you know,
thank you so sorry, it's like I'm cutting you short, but really I need to cut you short. I'm sorry, but at least we have gotten the aspect of transparency and things, but just few comments regarding equipment. Ladies and gentlemen, is this a time where we should be competing to say those ones do not have? Can't we think of some ways to collaborate if we are offering some degree programs together, so that now we can buy some pieces of equipment which we can use together with some rules and regulations attached to it? And then I wanted to say, if there are some accreditation agencies, it's not only about accreditation. People also need training. People need training on how the accreditation process goes on. But people are always coming and going from institutions, and not the same people are always involved. So, ladies and gentlemen, there are many issues which we could have discussed, and our time, many people are now leaving, and we just need to wind off. No, what I'm saying, next week, have a date with us where we are talking about the African Quality Rating Mechanism, which prepares us for any institutional evaluation for ratings. So next week, we're going to address that institutional evaluation for self-improvement, which is an improvement tool. It's not a ranking tool. And then we talk about rankings as well. So I may start by talking about rankings. Then we talk about the AQRM or the AQRM. Then we talk about the rankings, because we also have issues with the rankings. Right now, I'm going to, like what Kwesi says, I think Dufie can address the issue of membership, Kwesi.
Dr. Makubu, hello?
Yes, hello?
Yeah, thank you very much. I really enjoyed this webinar. But there are lots of things that I want to say. It's only the time is against.
But
you know,
the time is limited. We don't have time. Next time you can write in the panel, write in the chat panel what you want to say. Kwesi, I think most people now want to go. Can we wind off? In fact, people are leaving.
All right, thank you very much. I'm sure Dufie is ready with the announcement for today.
All right, Doc. Thank you everyone for joining us. It has been an interactive session, and because of this, we are going to do it again next week, same time, 12 o'clock p.m. GMT, 1 o'clock p.m. Nigeria time, 2 o'clock Eastern African time, and 3 o'clock Southern African time. And so we just
I think it's the other way around.
It's the other way around.
I think it's
3 hours.
Yes, three in East and two in South.
Yeah, Southern Africa.
South,
so,
yes. Yeah.
Yes, we want to acknowledge that if you are ready to pay for the certificate, please contact Dr. Makuku, and then we'll give you the available links and then the account numbers so that you can make your payment for the certificate. We are also encouraging each and every one of us, especially to talk to our vice chancellors, if you are not members of the institution, to join AAU to enjoy some of these benefits that the members are benefiting. And so without wasting much time, Dr. Makuku, you can take the floor and conclude on the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. On behalf of the Association of African Universities, I want to thank the Secretary General, Prof. Etienne Eile, and the AAU management. I want to thank you for participating, otherwise it wouldn't be an event. I want to thank Kwesi, Irene, Dufie, and Ankoma. I want to thank the ICT department who are always running behind the scenes. I want to thank myself. I want to Also, thank all those who have been loyal since day one. Please, let's make a date and meet again. But also, if you have other issues that you would want us to discuss, just forward them. We still have a long way to go. God willing, we are going to touch on teaching skills. We are going to touch on research, and it's very exciting. You will be amazed of some other issues which we normally undermine and just look down upon, yet we could do something about it. Let's continue to think about how we can advise on reducing the times that it takes for accreditation, because we exist on accredited programs.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
thank you, Dr. Violet Makuku. I think Anita raises a very pertinent issue. She's asking that next time we take notice of the questions people put on the platform, on the chat board. I'm sure people ask a lot of questions, but we are unable to pick them out. So Anita, will do that right next week. Thank you so much for that comment. On this note,
can we start by responding next week, Kwesi, then?
That's possible, maybe to some of the questions that were not answered today. That is very possible. All right.
Okay,
so have a good day, everyone.
Bye-bye.